Hey everyone, I'm down in my basement today, and in this video I'm going to show you how to quickly replace a failed solenoid valve on your Honeywell whole home humidification system. So I'll start out by showing you how to test and confirm that your solenoid valve has actually failed, and then how to go ahead and replace it. Now, there are no special skills or prior knowledge needed to do this, so hopefully you can save yourself a little bit of money instead of having to call out a plumber or a tech to come out and do it for you. Now, before we begin, if you do end up getting value from this video and it saves you a little bit of money, I'd appreciate if you give me a thumbs up to help get this video out to more folks. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified for future DIY content. All right, so just to give you an idea of the different components in the system here, inside of here is the water panel, and the water panel is fed down here by the solenoid valve. The solenoid valve is fed by the water supply, which is up there. And then you also have here, which is just a flap, but basically you have two different settings, one for summer. It's kind of hard to read in the video, but winter as well. It's basically just a flap in there that opens and closes depending on whether or not you want humidification. In the summertime, you really shouldn't be needing humidity. It would only be added for the winter time. And then some systems, you will also have a thermostat control, sometimes mounted somewhere up here. So then you're controlling it directly down here at the furnace. Mine is actually controlled by a thermostat upstairs. And those wires connect in here, so whenever it needs humidification, it's going to put a 24-volt AC signal across these two wires, and that's what tells the solenoid to open up to let water into the panel inside. And I'll open that up as well just to let you see what it looks like on the guts of it as well. Okay, so that right there is the water panel. If yours is looking black and moldy and gross, you need to replace that, but this is the water panel here. And then there's just that flap I was telling you about. So whenever it's set to summer, it's not going to let air come through here to pick up the humidity and then go into the system to apply humidity to your home. And then when it's in winter, you're just opening up that flap there. And then one last thing to show you here. On the other side of this solenoid valve here, there's that little black hose that comes into here, and then that feeds this water panel. So you can just pop this right out of there. Okay, there you can see that's that hose. And then on the top of this water panel, there's all the different places that the water is going to be fed in through so that it's evenly distributed throughout this water panel here. Now, since not all the water is going to get absorbed and then put into your home, there's also an outlet tube here at the bottom. Dumps any of that excess water. Will typically go to a drain in the ground, and then that goes out to the sewer system as well. Now, if you're 100% certain that the solenoid valve is what needs replacing, you can skip further ahead in the video and I'll show you exactly how to do that. But if you're wondering, is my solenoid valve bad or is something else not working in my system, I'll show you here a couple of things that you'll want to check to confirm where the issue lies in your system. Now, there's three common fault points here that could go wrong. Number one is you need to make sure that the intake water line, supply line, is actually turned on. So here is just the valve that's controlling that. Yours should look like something similar, but if it's turned to the right all the way, then it's closed. If it's turned to the left all the way, then it's open. So make sure that's open as your first checkpoint. Then the next thing that you need to do is run a cycle that's going to turn on the humidity. And we want to make sure that there's actually a 24-volt signal being sent across these lines. So in order to do that, you're going to need a multimeter. So I've got my multimeter down here. If you don't already have a multimeter, then you might want to get one to test this out. I'll link to this one up here that I'm using in the video. But just to show you how to use it, you're going to have two leads here that you're going to connect to the wires here coming off of the solenoid valve, and also connecting into your thermostat control board. And then you'll have the black one in the common. And then since we're measuring voltage here, a little bit hard to see, you'll connect the red one into the voltage side. And then for this one that I'm showing in this video, specifically, it's alternating current. Some of them are DC current, but if yours is alternating, select the V kind of with that little sinusoidal wave above it. If it's DC, then you need to move it over to this one. Otherwise, it won't measure the voltage correctly. So what we're going to do here is unscrew these caps on the solenoid valve. And then I'm going to connect it to the multimeter. And now I want to measure it before I'm sending or setting up the heat to call for humidity. And then I'll measure it again once I'm calling for humidity to make sure it's operating correctly. So right now the system isn't running at all. So I'm going to take my multimeter, zoom out a little bit for you. I'm just going to connect these two leads. Just touch them to those two wires and see if I'm getting a signal. So here, make sure you can see it. You can see that I'm not getting the 24 volts that's expected whenever I'm actually calling for humidity. So next I'm going to go up to the thermostat, raise up the humidity, raise up the temperature so that it's calling for heat, and then I'll see if these are reading 24 volts. And what that's going to tell me is if it's reading 24 volts, is that the thermostat is sending the correct signal and that the solenoid, for whatever reason, is not opening and allowing water to go through. If it's showing 0, even whenever it's supposed to be calling for humidity, then that tells me that the thermostat control panel is what's failing and the solenoid valve may or may not be an issue. All right, so we're up at the thermostat now, and I'm going to set this to make sure it's calling for humidity. So for the first thing I need to do, and yours might be a little different from this, but the overall goal is the same. Find where you set your humidification, make sure it's turned on, mine is currently on, and then set that all the way up just to make sure it's going to be calling for humidity. And now the way these systems work is they typically won't run the humidifier unless it's currently in a heat cycle and the fan is actively blowing. So then I'm going to crank this up so that the set point is above the current temperature so that it's going to call for heat. Now on mine, it actually has an equipment status menu. Yours may as well. And here I can see, all right, the heat is on, the fan is on, and the humidification is on. So now I'm going to go back down and see if we're measuring those 24 volts. All right, we're back down at the furnace now. I've got my multimeter, and now I should be reading something around 24 volts. A little bit difficult to do it with one hand. Okay, I can see there, 22, 23. It's hovering a little bit because my hand's kind of moving on the leads there, but I can see that it is giving me the signal that I want to see. So now I know for sure that the thermostat control board is working correctly, but the solenoid valve is failing to open. So now we're going to show you how to replace that valve. Before we try to replace that, there's two things that we need to do. Number one, make sure that the water is fully turned off so that whenever we take off this current solenoid valve, that water isn't just spraying everywhere. And then the second thing we want to do, just to make sure that the furnace isn't trying to run while we're working on it, is we're going to go over to our circuit breaker panel, find your furnace, and then you're going to want to flip that breaker to the off position. And you can hear my furnace just shut down whenever I did that. All right, so we've got the replacement valve here. This is a genuine Honeywell replacement for this system, which you can tell if it matches your system that this is the one you're going to need. It's a model 3200-1639-002. So we'll open that up, see what it comes with. So here's the actual solenoid valve replacement, and I'll just show you here on my thermostat that this is indeed the correct model. It's a 1-for-1 replacement. And then we also have in the box, this is just that tube I showed you earlier. It'll connect into the solenoid valve. on the output side, connects into there, and then it connects into that water panel. And then this is just the clip for connecting it to the water panel as well. So we'll go ahead and replace that in there. Now, if you haven't already purchased the solenoid valve that you're going to need for your video, or maybe you purchased the wrong one, I'll link to the one that I'm using in the video right up here. Now, to get this current solenoid off, the first thing we're going to need to do is unscrew this connection here. But I've also got a bucket here handy, because whenever I unscrew this, there is going to be water in this part of the supply line that is going to dump out. So it's helpful to have a bucket. It won't be a lot of water, but catch it so it doesn't land on the floor. All right, to disconnect that water line, I'm just going to use this pair of vice grips. All right, next we're just gonna need to remove the existing solenoid valve. There's just 2 screws here. You can see underneath of it, they just use a star bit. So we'll take both of those off next. Hang on to those so I can reuse them. Okay, then the last thing is just to disconnect it from that hose. Possible there's a little bit of water still in there as well. Get my bucket ready. Okay. All right, then we'll just go ahead and disconnect these wires too. All right, and now it's off. Since I'm gonna end up replacing that tube that's right there, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and just replace that, that tube right now with the new one. Yeah, so I'll just pop that water panel back out. Tube should come right with it now since it's not attached to the solenoid. Then there's just that little clip here at the top. You can see you just got to pinch these in and then it'll pop out of there. So pinch them in on this side, push it up. Go to the other side, pinch them in, push it up. And then that should come off of there pretty easily. Now we're going to grab those 2 new ones that I just showed you came in the box. Go ahead and untwist that. Doesn't matter which side, just choose one of those sides, and then you're going to connect it into that little inlet there on this clip. Just make sure it goes on there all the way, and then we can snap that back into the top of the water panel where we just took out that other one. Bend those clips in, put it in. See, that's good on both sides. So now we can pop that back in here, and then we'll feed that tube through the bottom so that we have it ready for our new solenoid valve. All right, then we'll go ahead and screw this back in there. Just put it in the same position that it was screwed in for the original one. We'll pop that tube on the right-hand side of that solenoid valve. Just gonna push it over the top of it, slide it down. Make sure it goes all the way down there. Just like that. Now the new one does come with that new kind of brass nut that connects on there, but Since I've already got this one on there and it connects the same exact size, I'm just going to go ahead and reuse this one. Push that in there as far as it'll go. And then just hand tighten that. You shouldn't need to over tighten it too much. If you want, you can give it 1/4 turn with a pair of vice grips or something similar. Okay. All right, then we'll need to connect in those 2 wires here. It doesn't matter which one you connect to hot or to neutral. It'll work either way. Twist those tight, give them a pull, make sure that they're not gonna fall out of there. Go ahead and button this back up. Let me go ahead and turn on the furnace back at the circuit breaker. All right, and don't forget to turn your water back on to your humidifier. Now we'll go ahead and trigger a heat call, and then whenever that does kick on the humidifier, you'll hear a hissing sound as this is letting water into that water panel inside of here. Okay, you can actually hear that now. I'll get you a little bit closer. You can hear that running. All right, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully you were able to save yourself a little bit of money by getting your hands a little dirty. But if you got value from this video, I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. And if you want to be notified of future DIY content, don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you here on the next one.